Hello, my name's Jodie and welcome to a new video. So as you can tell by the title of this video, we are going to go and do some book shopping, and I'm very excited because I have a list saved on my phone of some books I want to get, and I'm hoping they're available at my Waterstones. So I am going to pop to Waterstones. I might also, if I have time, go to Forbidden Planet and just check out what they have in there. But yeah, we're gonna go to Waterstones, hopefully get some books, and I will bring you guys along with me, and then we will do a little haul when I get back. So I'm not gonna go crazy. I think I have about like 5 or 6 books I want to get, maybe more, maybe less, and I'm really excited. I did get a lot of books recently from the works, so there were originally more books on this list that I wanted to get, but I didn't. I already bought them from the works, so I might include those in the haul towards the end so you guys can like see those as well, because some of them are really fun books and I'm actually reading one of them at the moment. But for now, I thought I would film this little video and we could just have a fun little book shopping date together, and hopefully it is a lot of fun for you guys to watch. So I'm really excited. It's quite late in the day when I'm filming this, so the bookstore's only open for a few more hours, so I do want to quickly head over to the city to go book shopping and grab a coffee and just stuff like that. So yeah, I hope you guys do enjoy this video, and let's get into the book shopping. Okay, hi guys, so I'm back and we have the book haul. So I do have 2 bags of books to show you guys, and I'm not gonna lie, I spent a lot. So I had like £120 on my Plus card balance, which, if you guys don't know what that is, basically at Waterstones they have a loyalty card scheme where every time you spend £10 you get a stamp, and I used to be a bookseller there a little under a year ago, so I accumulated like quite a lot of like balance on it anyway because I used to get a really good discount. I don't shop there as much now that I don't get the discount, but I had that balance and then like double stamps and stuff, so I've been like clinging to that balance for so long, but I finally did spend a good chunk of it. I think I spent like £60 of it, so I still have £60 left on there to spend. But yeah, this was like expensive and I missed the discount, I cannot lie, because this would have been so much cheaper with my old staff discount I used to get. But anyway, I am going to talk you guys through the books that I picked up, and then I'm also going to show you guys the books I got from the works that I mentioned earlier in this video. So I guess let's just get started. So let's go through the first bag. So the first book we have is a YA contemporary romance, and I am very much enjoying YA at the moment. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm like still in the process of coming out of reading some, so YA is just like easier to read. But I did pick this up, which is 6 More Months of June by Daisy Garrison. It says high school's almost over, are they still just friends? So this is a friends to lovers. The cover is absolutely adorable. Look how cute this is. It's not too long either, which I quite like. It's just under 300 pages, and I do like a quick little like contemporary romance, and I feel like this will be like a really fun read. So it says, would you open your heart just in time to say goodbye? Mina is the bookish loner. Now, as soon as I saw that the main character is bookish, I was like immediately going in my basket, because any book where the main character loves books or is like just a bookish person, instantly sold every single time. I love that so much in a book. Like, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just because it's so relatable, but I just love stuff like that. So that made me pick this up. But then I carried on reading and I was like, okay, this actually does sound really, really fun. So yeah, it says, Mina is the bookish loner determined to keep to herself ever since her dad died. Kaplan is the popular athlete secretly worried he's peaked in high school. They're completely opposites, they're also unlikely best friends. But when Mina is asked to prom by someone from Kaplan's crowd, everything changes. She decides to stop hiding from the world, and it turns out people really like her, especially Kaplan. And she might like him too. So yes, I really like the sound of this. I'm not like the biggest fan of friends to lovers. Like, I don't mind it. Like, I'd much rather enemies to lovers or like grumpy sunshine, like those kinds of tropes. But I do like a good friend to lovers here and there. And this just sounds really, really adorable. I feel like this will be a really quick, fun read, and I think this has only just come out, at least in the UK. So if you have read this book, please do let me know your thoughts, but I am so excited to read this. I just feel like I'm gonna love it. Like, it just sounds very, very cute, and I need like short, cute rom-coms in my life, so I'm very, very excited about this one. So next we have the most recent novel by Carly Fortune. So this is the third book of theirs I think I bought, and I haven't read any of the other ones I own. So yeah, this one is This Summer Will Be Different, and this one I've heard so many good things about. At least on like the people I follow on Bookstagram have been loving this book, and those like Pinterest aesthetics and like aesthetic reels I've been seeing for this, cannot wait to read it. Bumped up to my TBR. Now, I don't think you need to have read like any of the other books. They're all very, very similar vibes. Kind of like Ali Hazelwood's books, like they're all pretty much like copy and pastes, but like they're different as well, if that makes sense. So I think that's the kind of vibe with the Carly Fortune's books. So I think the other one that they wrote is Meet Me at the Lake and Every Summer After, which I have both, like I said, I just haven't read them. I heard the second one, which I think might have been Meet Me at the Lake, wasn't very good, and Every Summer After is kind of similar to Love and Other Words. I think I could be getting it mixed up. I'm sure it's like Love and Other Words. It's compared to another book anyway, but I really do want to read them. But I think I'll probably read this one first if you don't have to have read the other ones, because I don't think it's a series. Because this one, just the aesthetics like I've been seeing for it, that'll make me want to read it. Like, do you guys ever see those reels or TikToks where it's like an aesthetic or like a quote and it instantly makes you want to read the book? I'm one of those people that fall for that all the time. So I really, really want to read this now. I have no idea what it's even about. I just wanted to buy a lot of like books to read this summer. So it says on the back, this summer they'll keep their promise. This summer they won't give in to temptation. This summer will be different. First time Lucy and Felix met, she was on vacation in Prince Edward Island, and a tour of the beaches wasn't the only thing he showed her. But when she discovered his true identity as her best friend Bridget's brother, their electric... Ooh. That just clicked in my head that it's best friend's brother. I do quite like that trope. Their electric night should have become a distant memory. Each year with Lucy and Bridget's return for a summer escape, Lucy promises herself she won't end up in Felix's arms, but it's easier said than done. Not this year though, this year it will be different. With Bridget facing the biggest crisis of her life, Lucy must join her for one last trip to the island, but Felix's sparkling eyes and flirty quips have been replaced with something new. Something more, and Lucy's beginning to wonder just how safe her heart truly is. This sounds so freaking good. Okay, I am so excited to read this. I also love that this is slightly floppier than the other paperbacks that I have, which is irrelevant, but alas, here we are. Yeah, I'm so excited for this. I am very much into summer themed books at the moment. Give me all of the summer vibes, the summer settings, the descriptions of summer. Like, I'm just loving that at the moment in a book. I think it's because the UK summer, it's not happening. There's not really summer. Like, it's been rainy, it's not even really warm. Like, today is actually kind of cold and we're in June. So yeah, I think I just need to escape into books to find the summer vibes that I'm missing in real life. So this sounds perfect. This is definitely going on my summer TBR. And Best Friend's Brother, like, sounds so good, and oh, I just love the sound of this book. So this will definitely be getting bumped up to the top of my TBR, and I'm very excited to read it. So next we have The Dixon Rule by Elle Kennedy. I bought this because I bought the other book in this series at the Works, which I'll talk about after the Waterstones haul. So yeah, I got this because I have seen quite a few people I follow on Bookstagram read this book and absolutely love it. I've seen so many 5-star ratings for it, and it's just got me really excited to pick it up. And I haven't read any of Elle Kennedy's books for quite some time. I think I got halfway through the Off-Campus series. I haven't finished it yet, and they were all enjoyable. They were definitely not 5-star reads for me. They were just fun reads, and I'm interested if I will enjoy this series more because I've heard it tackles like a lot more topics and issues in depth than like the Off-Campus series. Like, I feel like they're kind of on the surface, whereas I think these go like on a deeper level, if that makes sense. But essentially this like series, I don't know what the actual series is called, but I'm pretty sure it's like following the children from the characters of the Off-Campus series is what I'm pretty sure this follows. So yeah, I'm very excited to give this a read. I actually have no clue what it's about whatsoever, but I don't really plan to look into the synopsis. I plan to go into this not knowing anything. I'll likely read this after I have read The Graham Effect. Again, I don't know if you have to read them in order. I do need to look into that. But either way, I'm going to be reading The Graham Effect first because I really want to. But yeah, I'm very excited to read this. Please do let me know if you've read this or The Graham Effect, because I'm interested to see how it compares to the Off-Campus series, because I feel like Elle Kennedy's writing's probably come like a long way since those books. And I'm just really interested to dive into like some new characters from the author, and I do generally really enjoy Elle Kennedy's writing. They're really fun romances, just like really easy to read, so hopefully I do love this one. So next we have The Rule Book, and this is by Sarah Adams. So I haven't actually read anything by Sarah Adams before. I started When in Rome by Sarah Adams last summer, and it was while I was on holiday, but then I didn't end up finishing it because I just wasn't in the mood by that point. So I think I got like 60 pages in and I was enjoying the vibes, but didn't really have much to say. But I've heard the Cheat Sheet and this one are very fun romance books, very like quick and easy. I know the Cheat Sheet is massive on TikTok and I still haven't read it, but I really want to. I could be wrong, so please correct me in the comments if I am, but I'm pretty sure the Cheat Sheet doesn't have any spice in it, which I actually think I'm starting to prefer in romance books because I skim read spice. Like, I don't, like, if it's written in a certain way, I'm like, okay, like, you know, go off. But most of the time I'm like, I don't really care, and I kind of just skim read it. So I kind of think I do prefer books that maybe don't include spice, and not necessarily don't include it, but don't have like 5 pages of it, you know what I mean? Like a little paragraph about it, or like kind of like fade to black vibes. I'm fine with that. So if that's the case with this one, I think I'll probably enjoy it more because I'm more into like the characters and just the romance developing rather than like the spice. So yeah, I don't know, I could be getting it mixed up with something else, so I'm pretty sure that one doesn't have spice, and I'd be interested to see if this one doesn't either. But I know absolutely nothing about this. This is one that I picked up because I've seen a few booktubers that I watch read this book, and a few people over on Instagram and TikTok, and really enjoy it, and it just seems like a book that would be good for summer. So again, no idea what this is about, but I have a feeling I will like it. So on the back it says, love doesn't play by the rules. Nora Mackenzie's career lies in the hands of famous NFL player Derek Pender. The problem, he also happens to be her extremely hot college ex-boyfriend, and Nora didn't end things as gracefully as she could have back then. Now Derek is her first client as a full-time sports agent, and he's holding a grudge. If the girl who broke Derek's heart wants to be his agent, oh, he'll let her be his agent. His plan is simple: get a little friendly revenge on Nora by making her life miserable. But if Derek knows anything about the woman he once loved, she won't quit easily. I like the sound of this. This sounds so fun. Instead of giving in, Nora starts a scheme of her own, but then a wild night in Vegas leads to Nora and Derek in bed the next morning, married. With their rule book out the window, could this new relationship be the thing to save their careers? This sounds so fun. This sounds like it's just going to be such a fun time. I'm excited to see kind of like them ruining each other's lives in a sense. Maybe not, that's maybe a bit extreme, but you know what I mean? Like trying to make each other miserable, get one up on each other, and there'll be a lot of like teasing and banter. Not quite hate to love, but those kind of vibes, and then ending up married and having to kind of spend time together as well. It just sounds like it's going to be a really chaotic mix of different things, which I'm so excited about. And like I said, I've just seen a lot of people read this and love it, or like read it very, very fast and not be able to put it down. And those are the kind of books I want to add to my summer TBR, which is why I did decide to pick this one up. So I'm very, very excited to go ahead and read this one. And if I enjoy this, I think I probably will pick up the cheat sheet. But yeah, I am really excited about this one. I think it's just going to be really fun. So next we have this book here, which is a very random buy. I'd never heard of this. But my local Waterstones had a table that was like tailor-coded books and like book recommendations for Swifties. And this was on there. And I was like, wow, that looks kind of fun. I like the title, so what's this about? And it actually sounded like a really, really good book. So this is Mr. Perfectly Fine, and it's by Kate Callahan. And it says, Autumn wants the house, Elijah only wants her. And as soon as I read that, I was like, yes, you're going in my basket. I love the vibes. He Fell First is my favorite. And this is so floppy. I just love floppy paperbacks so much. So on the back it says, Autumn, a famous concert pianist, is making her solo comeback to the stage after a tragic accident, and she can't afford any distractions. Of all the things that could go wrong, she never expected her landlord to rent out the ground floor of her home to Elijah Wells, a game designer in the midst of building his own company. Autumn loves her townhouse and she refuses to give it up. However, Elijah is equally as stubborn. As the days pass, Autumn's efforts to make him leave only further his desire to win her over. It seems as though neither can win this battle of wills, yet as Autumn's showcase approaches, a seemingly innocent gift turns into something far more alarming. Can the two call a truce and figure out what's going on? One house, two strangers, and a dark secret. What could go wrong? I love the sound of this. Forced proximity vibes. He obviously falls first. Kind of vibes, like that's gotta be what happens here, and a little bit of a mystery. It just sounds like it's gonna be such a fun book, and honestly I've never ever heard of this book before, so I am so intrigued. Like I feel like I'm gonna absolutely love this book. If you have read this one, again, let me know. Also, another reason I was drawn to this is because it has wisteria on the cover, and I love wisteria. When me and Jamie move into our next home, which should hopefully be our forever home, I am going to be putting wisteria everywhere. Like, you guys don't understand how obsessed with wisteria I am. Like, it's such a beautiful, like, plant or flower. I'm not sure which it is. But as soon as I saw the cover, I was like, yes, I want this book. And then I read the back and I was like, okay, yes. It's coming home with me and I'm going to love it. And I'm so excited that I picked this one up. And I just love when bookstores do little tables like that and get books in that aren't like traditionally published, that are maybe books you've never heard of before, and you find something new. That's like the best part about going into a bookstore. Like, yes, I probably could have found this on Amazon cheaper, but would I have come across it if I hadn't gone into the bookstore? Probably not. So that's why I love going book shopping like in person when I can, and I'm just so happy that I found this. And again, another one that's going on my summer TBR. I feel like I'm gonna absolutely love this. And yeah, I'm predicting like 4 or 5 stars. Okay, so the last book in this bag before we move on to bag 2 is another YA, I think, and this was also on the Taylor Swift table. It's one I've never heard of. It could be new, but it is I Wish You Would by Eva Des Loris. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. And it also says, turn every risk into a chance, every kiss to a promise. And this is what the cover looks like. How stunning is that? And it's giving me summer vibes, and I'm just obsessed. Like, that is some stunning art. So this is a young adult contemporary romance, I think, and on the back it says 7 secrets on the loose, 7 private confessions that could lead to love or disaster. So it's kind of giving me To All the Boys I've Loved Before vibes a little bit, and it kind of reminds me of Anne Young's I Hope This Doesn't Find You. So as soon as I like made those comparisons in my head, I was like, okay, I'm intrigued. So it says on the back, it's senior sunrise, the epic overnight at the beach that kicks off senior year. For Natalia and Ethan, it's also the first time together since they almost crossed the line from best friends to something more and ruined everything. When the chance comes to confess what they'd do if they were braver in a private letter, a senior sunrise tradition, Natalia pours her heart out. So did the rest of her class. But when Natalia panics and tries to retrieve her letter, the wind scatters 7 of the notes across the beach. Now Ethan and Natalia are forced to work together to find the lost letters before any secrets are revealed, especially their own. A swoony summer romance from sparkling new voice, Eva Deslores. So very excited. Summer romance. It sounds like a mix of those 2 books I mentioned. It's very short and it just sounds like Friends to Lovers. I just feel like this is going to be such a cute, quick read. And again, I was looking for books for my summer TBR and I feel like this is perfect. So I'm very excited to pick this one up. If you have heard of this or read it, please let me know your thoughts down below because I'm always interested to know. But I'm obsessed with this cover, I'm obsessed with the sound of it, and I think this is going to be another amazing read. So now moving on to our second bag. So this one has more general fantasy, fiction vibes. So the first book we have is a romance, which is Savour It by Tara Dewitt, and this is another summer romance. I bought this because I saw someone I follow on Bookstagram, I think their name is Reagan, talk about this book and say it was incredible, and I instantly wanted to buy it based off what they said in their review. Again, I actually have no idea what this book is about. All I know is it's a summer romance and it's set in a small town in Oregon, which I think that's how you say it, which I'm so excited about because I love small town romance and small town vibes in books. And yeah, I think it says he's like a chef. I think they're neighbours. So yeah, this is the author who also wrote Funny Feelings, The Co-op, and a few others. I do own all of these books on the back, but I haven't read them yet. But this one just sounds really, really interesting based off the review that I read. And I'm kind of glad I don't remember the full synopsis because I feel like sometimes with romance books, it's kind of just good to go in purely on vibes and not really any thoughts. Because then you don't really make any like preconceived notions as to what you're expecting from it, if that makes sense. So I think I will probably also go into this one not really knowing the summary or synopsis and kind of just have a fun time with it. Again, another one for my summer TBR. Summer small town vibes is just perfect and I'm so excited to read this. And also another stunning cover, like look at this. It is so pretty. Okay, so the last 3 in this bag are hardbacks and 2 are fantasy and 1 is a translated novel, I believe. So the first one is one I'm actually currently reading. I've spoken about this on a couple of videos and I'm so excited to have this in my hands. This is The Temptation of Magic by Megan Scott and I am currently reading this. I'm really enjoying it. It's a young adult fantasy. If you like A Serpent and Dove, Discovery of Witches, and you like enemies to lovers vibes, you will love this. It's got romanticy vibes and essentially follows a girl called Nicole who's an Imperial, I think is how you pronounce it. And she's basically like this immortal. She can basically hunt and kill supernatural creatures in this world. Humans do not know that this kind of secret society of supernatural beings exists. So there's Fae in here and other supernatural creatures. And then we have the Imperials who work for an organization called the Wake, who basically keep like humans in the world safe from like the bad supernaturals. And they use the Imperials and their abilities to track down the bad ones and get rid of them. So yeah, we have Nicole. Her mother was killed by the Wake right in front of her many years ago, and she believes her mother hid her last message to her in a painting. And she is also an art student, and we have supernatural paintings, we have conspiracies, deadly organizations, romance, because we also have someone who is an Imperial who works for the Wake, and they are also hunting this supernatural creature, and her and this guy basically get kind of tied up, and she's trying to make sure he doesn't find out her secret, that she's an Imperial and stuff like that, and she knows all this stuff. And yeah, it's kind of like hidden identities and that sort of thing. And it says in the back, he was an Imperial, her greatest threat and greatest fascination. Everything she'd been warned against, and yet she wanted him still. So yeah, I'm so excited to read this. And I'm just so happy for Megan that this book is now out in the world and it's getting all the love and praise it deserves. And yeah, I'm just so excited to continue reading this one and would highly recommend you guys pick it up if you haven't already. Then the other fantasy that I got is The God and the Gummy Hoe by Sophie Kim. I have been waiting for this to come out. I'm so excited. This has coffee shops in it. It has gods and, as you can tell, a gummy hoe and a mystery. I am so freaking excited to read this. I'm predicting this is going to be 5 stars. It says in the back, he's a fallen god. She's a shape-shifting fox. They'll do anything to outsmart each other. Anything except fall in love. Like, I'm sorry, but doesn't that just sound amazing? I am so excited to read this, and I think this is going to be amazing. It's an adult fantasy. It has romance, it has a mystery, it has gods and other creatures, and I just think this is going to be an incredible read. So yeah, also the cover, 10 out of 10, obsessed. And then the last book from Waterstones is a translated novel, which I hadn't heard of before, and this is The Bookshop Woman by Nanako Hanada, I think is how you pronounce the name. I'll pop it here so you guys can see. This is the author's name just here, and this is what the cover looks like. It is so pretty. So I was drawn to this purely because I saw the word bookshop in the title, and I'm a big fan of books about books and books that are translated that have books in, because Japanese fiction is one of my favorite things to read, especially those that center around themes of like books or cats, because there are a lot and I love them. And as soon as I saw this, I had to pick it up and have a look. And it basically says here in the little summary, providing a glimpse into bookselling in Japan and the quirky side of Tokyo, this is a story of how books can help us forge connections with others and find our way back to ourselves, which I just love the sound of. Like, again, anything to do with books I really want to read, and this isn't too long, and I'm just really intrigued by it, and I think it will be a really entertaining story. So I did decide to go and grab this one because I haven't read any translated fiction for a while and I need to read more, so I'm glad that I picked that one up. These are all of the books that I acquired from my book shopping trip to Waterstones. A very good haul, if I do say so myself. So many books I am incredibly excited for in the stack, and to be honest, nearly all of these books are on like my priority TBR or my summer TBR. Like, I really want to get to so many of these and I cannot wait to. So yeah, if you have read any of those, do let me know your thoughts down below. And now I will quickly show you guys the books that I picked up from the works because I really want to talk about them. So I have 4 books, and as I mentioned already, I did pick up The Graham Effect by Elle Kennedy. This is the first book in that new series following the children of the off-campus characters. And this one basically follows hockey's golden girl and a guy on the hockey team who's like a bad boy. I think she's a daughter of the love interest, the guy in the first off-campus book in The Deal, but I can't remember what his name is off the top of my head. But anyway, yeah, she is his daughter, I think, and then she ends up having like a romance with the co-captain of the hockey team, but like I think they hate each other or something. I can't even remember. But again, I just really want to try this series. I've heard a lot of good things and I really want to read more Elle Kennedy, and it just seems fun, so I did pick this one up. And then we have another Elle Kennedy book, which is Girl Abroad, and this one I'm excited to read because all I know about it is a girl who ends up staying in this like house and all of her roommates are guys, and she has a romance with one of them. That just sounded so fun to me. Don't ask me why, but it did. And she's in London, exploring London, and I believe she's also bookish, which I love that. Like, she's literally reading a book on the cover. Of course I had to get it purely for that reason. I'm gonna go into this one not knowing too much. I just really want to have a fun time with this one, and I'm excited to read it. It's bookish. It's a girl living with a lot of guys and falling in love with one of them. Forced proximity, roommate vibes. Just sounds really fun. So yeah, very excited to read this one. And then I got this one, which is Cross the Line by Simone Sultani. This is a Formula One romance, like a sports romance. It has really cool sprayed edges as well, and the cover is very cute. So I don't know too much about this one. I saw it on Bookstagram and the sprayed edges have me intrigued. All I know is that it follows an F1 driver, a girl he kissed the year before who he hasn't been able to stop thinking about. And he's currently having like a social media fiasco, and I think he needs to like kind of fix it. So I believe he maybe fake dates her, I think, to try and make his public image look better, but then they fall for each other. I think that's the overall vibes. I haven't watched a lot of Formula One. My granddad used to have it on a lot when I'd be at his house when I was a kid, and my boyfriend does also quite like racing and Formula One, but I've never actually watched it myself. So at the moment, I can't say I'm an F1 girly, but I know there are a lot of F1 girlies in the book community. Maybe after reading this book, I will become one. who knows? But I'm really intrigued because I've never read a romance before, or a sports romance that has like racing or Formula One vibes. So I'm really, really intrigued by this one, and it just sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. I like the sound of it, and I think it is fake dating. I'm sure it is anyway, but I could be wrong. But I'm just going to go into it and have a fun time, see if I'd like this kind of niche little subgenre of like Formula One romance. And yeah, I love the cover as well and the sprayed edges, so I'm glad I bought this one. And then the last book I have to show you guys is one that I'm currently reading. It's another one that has sprayed edges and another sports romance, and that is Collide by Bal Kabara, and this one is another stunning cover. These are the edges here, which are very cute. I'm about halfway through of this. I started this last month and I've kind of put it on pause for a bit because I'm reading it on my Kindle, but the only thing I will say, I am really enjoying it, but I'm halfway through and I feel like I should be towards the end. Like, I'm reading it and I'm like, okay, I feel like this is the point in the book now where things should start to soon be wrapping up. I feel like I shouldn't only be halfway. Like, I feel like we should be 2/3 through the book by now. So I will say it's either a pacing issue or it's maybe too long. I really don't know. But obviously, because I'm only halfway through, so much could happen in the second half that maybe justifies that, if that makes sense. But right now, I'm kind of like, you know, like, it's getting, you know, it's taking a while now. But I don't know, I'm still really enjoying it. It's a romance, it's a sports romance, it's a hockey one. Essentially, I think our main character, Summer, I can't remember what her exact, like, thing is. I don't know if she's doing like sports science or something, and one of her projects she basically has to work with the hockey captain to do her like thesis or whatever it is, or a master's or something. But she has like this thing against hockey to do with like issues she has with her father, who's like famous in the hockey world, and they basically like agree to work together, but then like he's falling for her, she's falling for him, but we have miscommunications. They just want to hook up, but then they want more, they don't know. It's all of those kind of vibes, and it's really, really fun so far, but I do feel like it's a little bit dragged out. Sorry, my camera, like, memory card got full and it is about to die, so I'm gonna be quick in wrapping this up now. But I am really, really enjoying this. I think it's gonna be 4 stars, but yeah, that is kind of the vibes of this one. So this was my book haul for this video. A lot of books, and a lot of books I am really, really excited to read. Like I already said, if you have read any of the books I have mentioned, please let me know your thoughts. If you have any book recommendations, they are always welcome. And also let me know in the comments which books you've recently hauled or you are adding to your summer TBR, because I would love to know. And if you have made it to the end of this video and you don't know what to comment, leave a blue heart emoji in the comments, and don't forget to check out the description box if you would like to follow me on any of my socials. So I do have a book talk and a bookstagram, and I do also have a Patreon where you can find extra content from me. So we do a bi-monthly book club, we sometimes do reading sprints, there's a Discord, we also have like monthly reading templates that I upload and extra videos. I'm currently in the process of editing like a huge TK Maxx haul, which will be going up on there. So I film things like that, and I do a reading vlog for our book club. So there's lots of different extra content on there. If you guys were interested in that, then you can head to my Patreon, but it is just an option. I just mention it in case anyone is interested, and never feel like you have to. And yeah, it's just there for anyone who does want it. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope that you did enjoy it and you enjoyed the little bit of book shopping and seeing this little book haul. Let me know if you would like me to do more videos like this, and with a bit of like a longer segment of book shopping, because it was kind of hard to film it on my own, because I did also have bags like in my hands all the time, so it was kind of hard. But let me know if you guys would like to see more videos like this. I hope you're all safe and well. I hope you're reading lots of good books, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!